So this is a question that I'm really kind of dying to ask you. Rohan, is that any relation to Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
All right, so why did you pick Rohan for your city?
The day before we actually met up to start the city, I installed the Lord of the Rings, and I noticed how wonderful of Rohan the city was before I did that. But I wanted to improve that and make it futuristic and kind of make a great city greater and into our modern world and not in prehistoric generation of the world.
Now you guys kind of went through this in your presentation, but I have to ask the question anyway. What steps did you take in designing your transportation system?
Well, we started with the roads as being probably the most simple part of a transportation system. So we have avenues, and then we have streets and roads that break off of the avenues to go into the neighborhoods and commercial areas. We also have the USS, or the Underground Subway System, for a mass transit option, which is very efficient because it uses low power consumption. We also have a underground roadway for emergency and government services. So a lot of problems today is that, if a fire truck needs to go somewhere, there's a red light, there's a block, they need to find a way around. Well, with this system, they can bypass the traffic and go straight to the emergency.
What aspect from that city would you guys like to see in your hometown?
Well,
Besides the transportation.
I think that we have like a tree border here to block pollution from going in, and then with the underground roadways and the low power, it makes less pollution above. So with that, it would be much cleaner air. So I think that would be better for cities now.
Why did you pick the location for your city?
Because this block has most of everything that we have, like a little capture of everything that we have in our city. We have our residential, our schools, and our different park areas. We had our industrial with our trash energy and tree borders and our windmill. We also had our locally commercial areas, which has in our city we had pizza stores and clothing shops. Then we have our city hall and our emergency department centers and our industrial, commercial, just high rises to be.
And I would like to add something to what Akash said. He said we have our police and fire station. We have decided to put those things into one building. By doing this, we can create more efficiency as in when they're working together, so they don't have to make as many radio calls and stuff. They can just talk to each other real fast and respond to that emergency.
For the physical area that we chose, which was near Baltimore, we chose it because this would be a way to get less pollution from where you live and have less native population.
We also think Maryland is one of the best places. We have everything.
I do too.
We have mountains.
You are correct.
We've got skiing slopes, we've got the beach, we've got crabbing and fishing in the bay. And farmland is plenty, so it is very well-rounded state.
You mentioned that you have 2 libraries in town. Do you have any universities or colleges?
We do have one university for the adult learners in the city.
As well as a few public schools, so elementary and high schools, and we also have private schools.
One private school.
I've got a couple questions about your USS. It seems to be the key focus of your infrastructure innovation. Is this a maglev train, or does it run on traditional rails, or is it a combination of the two, or how is it?
It uses
It's
magnets to
Maglev.
accelerate and decelerate, which means it's very efficient because magnets use very, very little energy, which means we have to produce less energy up on land, which means less air pollution.
The second question that I had, I guess this would be more directed toward the civil engineer here that designed yes, Luke, I'm sorry. How would you have dealt with any underground utilities like water pipes or underground electric lines as you were building this train?
Well, since all the power lines were underground, that's how they were powered. So they just run through the ground to the tunnels.
Mhm.
Then like water and stuff, there's like emergency like stops. So in case there's like a emergency down the tunnels, there's like rooms that have like access to water and power, as well as like stored like food and bottled water. So in case there's like a blockage or they're trapped, they can survive down there.
And we have different levels of the underground. So maybe the power and the water would be higher, and then the USS would be lower, just to make a little bit more room. Because we do live in a three-dimensional world, so we can have depth.
And for the most part, the emergency lines for the government vehicles, those mostly run against the subway system, but they do split off to other areas that the subway may not go to. But the subway does cover most of the areas of the city. We have a lot near our commercial area. We also put a couple near our residential area. We also have one by the industrial area, so the workers can go to work every day.
Now, you've said that your city has a lot of beautiful old architecture. And when you were putting in the underground subway system, did any of the earthwork underneath this old architecture impact any of your nice old buildings?
No, as I said before, we did put it at least like lower, so it did not create any surface area bumps or anything harmful.
Yeah, we try to protect everything.
That
As you,
they-
as you can see, we didn't want to replace our old cobblestone sidewalks with new concrete sidewalks, because we think it takes away from the experience you get from walking through that historical area of town.
and light value, it does, because historical things are always a little bit nicer than futuristic.
Now, obviously, wind power is one of your main sources of power for the city. Now, I like your turbine, but what would you say to people who think that wind farms are an eyesore, or that they don't fit with your historic vibe and culture for the city? How would you get them on board for that design?
I would go about explaining how good for the environment is. I mean, yeah, there are some trade-offs, like you said, like it's not good, it doesn't look that good. But would you rather have that or like, more air pollution and water pollution and things like that? So I guess it really depends on what the personal thing you want to trade off. We think in our minds that wind turbines would be better than more pollution.
30 seconds.
One more question. What's your solution for long distance travel between like the East Coast and West Coast, for example?
Well, the high density avenues that we have connect to 4 surrounding cities. So you can like pass through to different cities. So if you want to go to the ocean, you can drive one way, and if you want to go to the mountains, you can drive the other.
We didn't think it was necessary to add a full, like 6-lane highway, because those are a lot more expensive to maintain, and not a lot of people would use them for the amount of people that the highway could handle. So we thought we were just wasting a lot of money building these big highways, and just ended up putting avenues there.
And since many of the citizens use the subways to get around instead of cars, that the roads can have less capacity or much less congested.
Most of the traffic on these roads would be like, for like trucks and stuff, fuel efficient trucks and cars, just, delivering supplies and stuff to the stores.
And it's not shown here, but we actually do have an airport that will allow us to connect to other regions and allow us to go to the beach and to the mountains.
And that makes our commercial area more beneficial, because more business and economy.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You guys are really well.
Very good.